Hey, Eric. Um, what you think about the defense tonight? I think 40 points in the paint. Boston obviously got going. Kind of your evaluation of that for today.
Bad. The first time we've really been bad defensively. We pretty much just got our butts kicked physically on the glass, in the paint. I wouldn't say we played with no effort, but we didn't play with the right type of focus to be in a physical battle like that.
Is that the kind of thing that happens at the end of a long road trip? Or?
Shouldn't matter.
How did one more. How did Elena feel? She looked normal from our perspective. Did she seem, as far as her next
she seemed okay. She didn't really say anything during the game. She was good to go when I put her in. She saw a lot of attention, obviously, but yeah, I don't think there was any new issues.
Was Tosh okay? I think she disappeared for a little bit.
Tweaked a little something, but I guess was good enough to come back and played pretty well there in the fourth for a bit. So we'll see when we get home.
Did you guys try to do anything differently with Boston after she kind of got going, or was it nothing working?
We went at her a couple times with a second person, and I think one time she spun around it anyway and scored. So she certainly gave it to us.
It's true for me. You could just tell the fever all night. We're talking about Keenan or Shakira. Just what were they able to do just to neutralize her tonight?
They didn't let her catch it easy. When she caught it, there was a second body. If she caught it on a roll, and she put it on the ground, people are coming to dig at it. It's the adjustment she's going to have to make now as she becomes more of a focal point for teams.
Like for you, Lee Mung was more comfortable shooting the ball, playing more freely. Just what did you from her tonight?
A couple makes. I don't think it was her best game all around, but a couple made threes, helped us space the floor. Had another couple good looks that I'm sure she'd like to hit.
Appreciate you.
Actually, one more from me. You seem particularly frustrated today. What makes this one a little bit stick in your craw a little bit more than maybe another loss or other losses?
First time I felt like we haven't brought the necessary effort from a physical standpoint defensively, at least not consistently. I think each player probably had flashes where they brought it, but we didn't bring it all five, all game.
Thank you.
Jen?
Hey, Eric, kind of picking up on the Boston train of thought, between her and Kelsey Mitchell, what makes that tandem so difficult to stop defensively?
I mean, they're radically different players. So, Kelsey's just always in motion, always playing at a high speed. You can't lose her. And then Aaliyah can just kind of, punch you in the chest, so to speak, and bully you into the paint. So, and they're both smart players. Aaliyah's obviously a very good passer for a post. So, and she's seen every coverage there is in her college career and already seeing them now in her pro career. So, she knows how to get her teammates going when she sees a lot of attention.
And then just wanted to ask you about something I noticed in this game, but looking at the stats overall, it seems to kind of translate. You guys had a couple fast break points, but several points off their turnovers. So you're getting turnovers and getting some points, but not necessarily fast break points. What needs to change to get that fast break number up?
Well, one, I mean, not to say it's not an issue, but one, the way fast break points are calculated in these box scores is always the most, kind of misleading stat there is, because it only takes into account certain things. So if you run and swing the ball and get a three on the other side, they don't call that fast break points. So I don't have to go back and look and see if we missed some opportunities off of their turnovers. But I saw us miss, what are we, 9 for 27 in the paint, missed a lot of layups. They didn't, and we got our butts kicked.
Thanks.
Tyler?
Hey, Coach, I know you talked about the defense, but I'm curious about your thoughts on the offense. Was the problems on defense leading to the offensive problems, or do you think that was something totally separate?
Probably a little bit of both. When you give up that many offensive rebounds and second chance points, you're not going to get to run very much. I thought we got bogged down sometimes of their good defense, sometimes of our own making. Too many possessions again where one person puts the ball on the floor and the possession stops. I think everybody on the team has echoed the fact that that's not the way we should play when we want to be successful, and yet it's happening. So obviously that's on me to, if you keep saying the same thing every game and something doesn't change, you have to do something to change it.
I also want to ask about the rebounding. I know this season it hasn't been the best or strength of the team so far, but you have great rebounders on the roster with Shakira, Elena. Ariel's a great rebounding guard as well. What do you think is maybe leading to some of those being able to get those boards?
We've been a good defensive rebounding team, and tonight we were not. So I think we just got outworked.
Thank you.
That's it, Coach. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah. That's Autumn? Oh.
No,
Yeah.
Kara.
Autumn. She sounded it. Yeah, she did.
It's not Autumn. It's Kara.
Okay, hey, Kara, I'm about to say. That's not Autumn. Hey, Kara.
I thought she was there. She did pretty good. Yes. Sorry, y'all.
Bream, whenever you're ready.
Eric was just in here, probably the most frustrated he'd been after a game that we've had so far this season. So first time he felt that he didn't get the effort that you guys usually bring. Did it feel that way to you guys? What was going on, particularly on the defensive end tonight?
Yeah, just felt like we would get a little glimpse of us and then it would go away. And a lot of times it was a defensive lapse, or we'd play great defense and then we would just give up a putback, things that just crush you. So yeah, this is a frustrating one. You never want to use the excuse like we've been on the road, we've been traveling, so what? Everybody is, and this season's going to be grueling. So it's early and being tired is not an option right now. So we just got to find a way to get the group together and stay together, because this is a frustrating one.
Guess what, 40 in the paint today.
Yeah, that's not gonna win it.
Aaliyah, I think 23.
Yeah.
What was she doing so well, and what was those numbers specifically? How it was that the offensive rebounds that you were kind of talking about, or how were they able to get loose in the paint so much here?
I mean, credit to Aaliyah Boston. Like, we knew coming in that she was a big presence, a great asset for Indiana. We just have to do a better job of controlling points in the paint. When we do that, we are successful in other areas. We kind of lost it on we lost it on the rebounding tip, and we just got outworked. It's as simple as that. There's no excuse. There's no rhyme or reason. It's literally we either do it and win, or we don't, and we get a result like we did today. So we got to eat this one and get ready for the weekend.
And just last one for me. What do you guys take overall from this road trip? And 2-1, so that's still a good thing. But I know there's stretches that you guys have not been happy with.
I mean, personally, for me, we see where we can be. We see who we can be going through the season. We just all have to make that decision on a consistent basis, and we'll be fine. This sucks, but I think a loss like this will teach us a lot, and it taught us a lot about ourselves, personally and as a team. So we're just gonna look at the film, cringe, and get on to the next one.
Cool. Thank you.
Yep.
Just want to be to Elena. You were young in the league and were starting to do well. People were keen on you. Your running mate Shakira, it looked like their game plan was just to smother her, wipe, attack, bump her. I guess how can she use this game just to get better and know that now she's a focal point teams are keen on?
Yeah, I mean, Kira's so good that doubles are coming now. You can't just guard her one-on-one. So we, first of all, have to do a better job on our spacing so she knows where we are when the double's coming. It's something I'm still working through too. We've got to get better at handling doubles, because it's what we're going to see between the two of us. So I feel like it's not just on her, it's definitely on us as well. And finding the right cuts, finding the right openings, making ourselves available so we can knock it down. And then it makes the doubling harder. So they have to call it off, or we just keep scoring. So we've got to start making teams pay for all the doubles we're seeing.
Slim, we talk about basketball. It's not just the scoring, it's a mental game. Sometimes maybe when things are going your way, how do you kind of maybe just flush that and get ready for the next possession, even though it is frustrating?
I mean, if I'm being honest, I gotta do a better job of controlling my emotions, controlling my reactions. I feel like these last couple games I've gotten away from what I wanted to do this season, and that stay poised under a lot of heat, because I know that my energy can affect my teammates in the game and the flow. So I just have to do a better job of just holding myself accountable and just staying present and just worrying about the next play. So that's how I feel about that for real.
Thank you.
Yep.
Jen.
Hey Slim, hey Elena. For either of you, going from talking a lot about defense, but on the offensive end, how do you evaluate how you guys looked offensively tonight, and in particular the ball movement? Because I feel like that's something that you guys have talked about a lot. I'm just curious how you think you did in that respect today.
Not good. We were letting the ball stick a little bit. We weren't getting the ball side to side. When we do that, we're really tough. And because we weren't doing that, it was like anytime you had the ball, you just saw such a crowd waiting on you. So, and a lot of it is our defense as well. Like if we're getting stops and we can run, we're really tough to guard. But when it's just a slow down, bring the ball up, try to get into something, that's where we're struggling. And we've been struggling. I don't think that's a secret. So we got to clean that up. Know if we have a few bad possessions, we got to get to some of our sweet spots and get something good. And we just weren't able to do it.
And then, you guys went on that 7-0 run right out of the halftime locker room and forced them to call a timeout, took the lead. So you had that stretch and then it kind of flipped. What did you kind of bring out of the locker room? What was working there? And then what happened to kind of, lose track of that?
We felt like I could get better touches on the elbows and try to put them in tough situations there where it's tougher to just double. And we came out and ran a couple plays where I was getting elbow touches. And I don't know, sometimes we get away from things and we got to make sure we stay in it and stay with what's working. Because obviously, you do it once, you do it twice, they're going to start reading it and changing, but that's fine. You make the next read, set them up for the next one. So I think that's something we can get better at.
Thank you both.
Thanks, guys.
I think that's it. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Great night.